Do you really think mass extinction was made up to prevent dinosaur dominance? It's not about fighting, it's about surviving. And only a few survived. The final era of dinosaurs, during which they ruled the Earth, began about 145 million years ago and ended abruptly with an asteroid impact around 66 million years ago. This period was characterized by the diverse and powerful presence of dinosaurs, from their impressive roars to their varied behaviors. The Paleogene period succeeded it. At this time, the continents Gondwana and Laurasia, which had been joined before, split apart. This separation was influenced by the Tethys Sea. The continents began to resemble modern ones. The early Cretaceous climate was warm. When you think about the poles, you visualize icy plains. But did you know that the poles were not iced at that time? This was due to active volcanic eruptions during that time. High levels of CO2 in the atmosphere led to enhanced greenhouse warming, and high humidity supported the development of diverse ecosystems of plants and animals. The dominance is not just only for the animals. Plants show their ability to dominate. Angiosperms replaced gymnosperms in competition for dominance due to their different strategies for pollination. Angiosperms spread pollen through insects and other creatures, while gymnosperms relied on wind for pollen dispersal. Angiosperms have the unique feature of covering their seeds with fruits, which develop in their ovaries. Modern examples include mango trees. In contrast, gymnosperms have seeds that are open to the outside. Angiosperms adapted to warm and changing environments, allowing them to spread widely. Despite this, gymnosperms survived the challenging conditions of the Mesozoic era and still exist today. Almost 80% of plant species that we see today are angiosperms. Examples include roses, lilies, broccoli, eggplant, and tomatoes. Sea levels were higher during the Cretaceous due to several factors, including warmer temperatures that led to the melting of polar ice and the expansion of seawater. Tectonic activities contributed to the formation of new oceanic basins, resulting in marine transgressions. Additionally, rifting and seafloor spreading, along with various other geological factors, also played a role. At its maximum, land covered only about 18% of Earth's surface, compared to approximately 28% today. Throughout the Cretaceous, marine animals migrated from the South Atlantic to the Tethys Sea through a seaway that is now part of present-day countries such as Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and Libya, due to the connection between the Atlantic Ocean and the Tethys. Most of the land areas that we see today were covered by marine waters. During the Middle Cretaceous, sea levels were higher and temperatures were warmer, leading to the expansion of shallow seas. Winters were not as cold as they are now. Yeah, it's not freezing. The temperature difference between the poles and the equator was not as distinct as it is now. Even though black shales provide organic material, their formation is associated with anoxic conditions that affected marine mollusks, such as bivalves, clams, and gastropods. The accumulation of organic matter on the seafloor contributed to these anoxic conditions, which in turn negatively impacted organisms that depend on oxygen. Compared to earlier periods, the late Cretaceous showed variability in temperatures, with global temperatures beginning to cool down. Terrestrial areas were under the control of dinosaurs. Hadrosaurus, a duck-billed herbivorous dinosaur belonging to the ornithischian dinosaurs, earned its name due to its flat, duck-like appearance of the bones in its snout. They possessed tightly packed teeth that formed a grinding surface. Hadrosaurs were capable of walking on two legs and also on all fours. They varied in height, ranging from 3 meters to 12 meters. Other herbivorous dinosaurs include ceratopsians, also known as horned dinosaurs, which had elaborated frills extending from their skulls. Famous ceratopsians include Triceratops, Styracosaurus, and Protoceratops. Some dinosaurs had got entry from Jurassic to Cretaceous. Sauropods were long-necked herbivorous dinosaurs with small heads and large bodies, feeding on leaves from trees. Sauropods include Argentinosaurus and Diplodocus. Sauropods, despite their huge size and tall necks, were not the most dominant creatures of their time. When it comes to dominance, Tyrannosaurus rex stands out as the largest and most dominant predator of the Cretaceous period. With big, saw-edged teeth that enabled it to break flesh and bone, T-Rex reached heights of up to 12 meters and stood about 4 meters tall at the hips. The legs of it were big and muscular, adapted for powerful running and for efficient hunting of its prey. They hunted dinosaurs like hadrosaurs, including Parasaurolophus and Edmontosaurus, as well as ceratopsians like Triceratops. Small carnivorous dinosaurs were not ready to accept their defeat. They knew how to play according to them. Velociraptor was a small, agile carnivorous dinosaur known for its intelligence and distinctive sickle-shaped retractable claw on each foot. Its small size enabled it to hunt prey more efficiently. Its diet included small herbivorous dinosaurs like Protoceratops, Oviraptor, and other small vertebrates. Dinosaurs such as Torosaurus, known for its skull extensions, Hypsilophodon, Deinonychus, Iguanodon, and Saltosaurus, lived during the age of the dinosaurs. When you imagine Mesozoic skies, you probably imagine the faces of giant pterosaurs. Pterosaurs dominated the sky. They belonged to a group called Pterosauria. As you can see, they had elongated wings covered by a single membrane of skin, stretching from an elongated fourth finger of the hand to the body and hind limbs. Their bodies were built with lightweight frames of hollow bones, accompanied by relatively large brains compared to their physical proportions. Their size varied from 1 meter to 10 meters. They lived in both coastal and inland environments. Pterosaurs in coastal areas preferred to eat fish, while those in inland areas fed on small vertebrates such as lizards, small mammals, and insects. Notable examples of pterosaurs are Pteranodon, Quetzalcoatlus, Diamorphodon, Rhamphorhynchus, and Tapaiharu. Reptiles that walk the Cretaceous floor include crocodiles, which live in both land and sea and still exist today. Other examples are lizards, snakes, turtles, and tortoises. Due to their small size, mammals were not widely recognized, but their descendants, namely bats, whales, and primates, including humans, are still living today. Most mammals during that time were small and lacked the diversity and ecological dominance seen in later epochs. They had adaptations such as staying in burrows during the daytime to protect themselves from predators and heat exposure. At night, they became active, allowing them to collect food without distractions from other animals. Insects thrived during this period, and new groups of insects evolved. They adapted different pollination strategies, defense mechanisms, and feeding behaviors throughout this era. Insects also served as food sources for other animals. Beetles, ants, butterflies, and dragonflies are living descendants of insects from the late Mesozoic era. In the oceans, large marine reptiles resembling modern-day monitor lizards, such as Tyrannosaurus and Mosasaurus, were predominant. Their elongated bodies and limbs allowed them to swim efficiently. Plesiosaurus, which had an elongated neck and small head, such as Elasmosaurus and Cryptoeclidus, likely hunted fish. Ichthyosaurus, with its pointed snout and sharp teeth, helped it catch fish and squid. Additional reptiles include sea turtles, which had hard shells fed on marine plants, and small invertebrates. Fish that lived during that period fed on other fish inhabiting the same marine waters, while some species also consumed invertebrates, such as crustaceans and mollusks. Ammonites and belemnites were abundant during that time. However, not everything was eradicated after the mass extinction that occurred in the late Cretaceous. Some mammals survived and gave rise to modern mammals. Reptiles like crocodiles, turtles, lizards, and snakes also survived. Early bird species that existed during the late Cretaceous period, such as Enantiornithes, share similarities with certain modern shorebirds. Hesperornithiformes resemble penguins. Enantiornithes share similarities with modern seabirds like terns, all of which survived the catastrophic events leading to the mass extinction. Scientists believe that the mass extinction was not solely due to the asteroid impact, but also the catastrophic conditions that followed. We clearly do not know about the external influence from any species on this to this extent. Large animals requiring more food made them vulnerable to extinction. Continuous volcanic eruptions and the vaporization of impactors released high amounts of CO2, blocking sunlight, increasing global temperatures, and polluting the air. This catastrophic event led to the extinction of countless species, allowing mammals to rise and inherit the planet's future.